Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Detour Live. I'm your host, Dan Jones. I'm back, I'm well, I've recovered from COVID. No dramas, but it wasn't fun. A big shout out to all the anti-vaxxers there. Geez, if you get it, I had the jab and it was not fun. So if you want to roll the dice, all the best. I'm joined by the voice of cycling, Phil Liggett. Phil, normally we'd have the four-time national road champion from Australia, Johnny Chiro, but of course, he's got Wi-Fi issues, and we just couldn't wait anymore, mate. We just had to pull the trigger. How are you traveling?
I'm traveling well. Happy New Year, Dan, and to everybody listening. Well, I've been lucky. I've avoided COVID along with Trish, but we have isolated because all of our friends got it and relations. So our Christmas was pretty solitary, but we had a good bottle of champagne, and we broke with tradition. We had paella as well, so we had a nice day, but on our own. John will be with us. It's a technical issue.
It's here.
It's going into year 2020. Hey, there we are.
Okay, Phil.
How are you, John?
Phil, I'm very well. Has the show started without me?
It did.
No, well, one second ago, and in fact, you look even better in the cellar than you do normally.
Well, you know where we are, Phil. Remember when we had that wonderful New Year's Eve down in the cellar?
Yes.
Well, that's where we are.
Can you access that now directly? You can access directly from the Prince of Wales now, can you?
Yes, you can.
Outside and in. Yeah,
that's right. Now, yeah. Oh, look at this. I'm sorry, but here's an oyster.
Oh no!
So we're just going to sit here and watch you eat oysters and drink Mitchelton Shiraz the whole show, Johnny. This is going to be fascinating.
No, you're not. This is a Chablis.
Oh. And that, I guess, is a glass of Michelin wine. Mitchelton wine, rather. Not
Mitchelton Chablis.
In fact, the Prince is the scene of a very famous incident a couple of years ago. I think we mentioned on the show when Jerry did the roast for Phil. So I got up first and laid the boots in. And then everyone else that got up and spoke was they were sucking up your bum the whole time. And I said to Jerry, mate, what was that? It's meant to be a roast. He said, yeah, what'd you have for dinner? Roast lamb. I go, was it that sort of roast?
Now, very true. And why? Jerry was just saying to Whitey, the last time he remembers catching Whitey here was at your wedding, which we're not going to talk about that. But anyway, now I'm going to unplug my earphones because it's not fair because Whitey and Jerry can't hear anything. So
I've got the same problem with Trish.
How's that go?
Yeah, well, it's okay now.
It sounds good. Sounds very good. Sounds very good.
That way, they don't feel left out of this private conversation. So we're all part of it.
Well, we were.
Welcome to dinner, guys.
That's right. Well, thanks, Jerry. Now, National Road Championships, iffy. You were out there on the ground today. What was your takeaways from both the women and the men's races today?
The men's race, one word will describe it: brutal. It was brutal. It was probably the toughest I've seen. It was hot. It wasn't the stronger teams like, Marcus Jones, Joko only had 4 riders. There was no dominant World Tour team to take control like has in the past. So, and it was on and it was hot and they started racing really early. Like by halfway, you had some of the World Tour riders attacking, and you could just see that people were under pressure. So, an amazing bike race. And Luke Plapp just rode like you would have thought he was a 25-year-old seasoned pro. He just picked it, sat back and went at the right time, which was a very, very professional effort.
Well, we've got some video of Luke Plapp, and this was obviously the winning move. Luke Durbridge has done a mountain of work. It's about 28K to go, and this was the moment because obviously off the front was James Whelan, who ran second, sensational ride. But this was the moment. This was the winning moment.
Here goes Plapp.
There goes Luke Plapp. When he went past David Mackenzie said he was at the back and perhaps looked as if he was losing a little bit of distance. Maybe he was lulling them into a false sense of security, or perhaps he was under pressure and decided he needs a head start before the climb, but he's a brilliant time trialist and he's going to be hard to catch.
And Durbridge was chasing, then he looked over his shoulder, then gave the flick of the elbow and watched the gap open up. Nobody else capable of going just yet.
Here is a look at Luke Plapp going from the back. Plapp has the peloton in a flap. And Durbridge, he tried to respond, but he was caught on the wrong side.
Now, the breaking news is Luke Plapp is about to join us live.
Hey.
In fact, how's the timing? I think he's
Hey.
here.
Perfect
Luke-
timing.
Hi, boys.
Flappy, well done, mate. I didn't. I was waiting around to try and grab you and congratulate you, but Jerry dragged me away. But I'm at the Prince now having dinner. But we're just talking about so Jerry and Whitey are here, and
Beautiful.
they were just raving about your win, saying you should have signed with them. But anyway, it's another story.
That's a story.
I
for
just
another
say to the
time.
boys, that it was one of the most brutal Australian titles I've seen, and you rode years ahead of your status. In other words, you're just a first-year World Tour rider, and yet you're so smart. You just picked it, saved it, hit them at the right time. Great ride, mate.
Thanks, mate. Bloody studied what Cam's done for the last 12 years. So it was, had a great role model to learn from, I guess.
Yeah. So you've won your first Australian road title. You've only got 3 more to go to equal me.
Yeah,
Right?
in a row to equal you, isn't it?
We're in a row. Yeah.
Hey, Luke, it's a pleasure to meet you. It's Phil here.
G'day, Phil. Pleasure to meet you, mate.
I haven't had the privilege of commentating on you yet, at least not in Australia. And so, and you've won on what I have always rated as one of the most difficult national title courses in the world. And it's stayed there for many years now. But if you win there, mate, you usually go on to be a star. So you've got a great future and well done. Tell us the story of the COVID now that kept you out the time trial. Because I'm a little unclear.
Yeah, so I was just a close contact through the Tasmanian Christmas carnivals on the track that I raced over Chrissy time. There was a fair few outbreaks there from the guys and girls that were racing there. So unfortunately, I was a bit stuck over there. By the time they actually got a test and tested positive, it ruled me out. After I was doing my isolation, I wasn't able to get over to Melbourne in time to do the Bay Crits, but also the TT. So I flew over on Thursday to Melbourne. So it was, I was lucky enough to be able to make the roadie.
And you never did the Bakerits after all of the build-up. We had you as the number one rider.
Next year, iffy.
Sold really big time and then never turned up.
Luke, when you look back in 12 months' time on your season, that will have been the biggest mistake you ever made, not to ride the Baker.
That's
I'll
right.
tell you that, mate.
You got to keep John on the good side, don't you?
Two mates here over, if they can stop talking. I'll drag them over in a minute to say congratulations. So, guys, Greg's over here. We'll bring him into the Whitey's on the far side. And
There we go.
Congratulations, guys.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Jerry.
Well done.
Cheers, Whitey. Thanks, boys. Thank you. Appreciate it a lot.
I just can't cook you for not signing with Joko, but anyway, we'll forgive him for that. But,
the big question is, Luke, have you got a message from Sir Dave Brailsford yet?
I definitely Rod. I haven't checked all of them so far. But Rod messaged me just before, so I'll go through all the messages after I speak to you boys.
No.
Wow.
You got your preferences bang on, mate. But tell us about your build-up for the Nationals. You're obviously in sensational form. Did you do anything different coming into 2022, or was it pretty much a similar sort of structure as previous years?
I just didn't have track get in the way, I guess. Last year, obviously, it was a big build-up for Tokyo. So didn't really have the endurance, but the top end was there. So I think this year, that was the difference. Just was able to have the endurance in the legs and build a bit of base for the European season coming up. And I really think, especially in the heat today, like having that extra endurance really made the difference. Yeah, like you said, Phil, it's one of the hardest courses, but especially in that heat, it really wears you down. So I think that endurance is what made the difference this year.
We've got a couple of live comments. Wendy Superfan says, "Hi, Dan and Phil. Hope you're well, Dan. I ran into John at the Nats today." Wow, there you go, Iffy.
You did. You knocked me over.
Cheryl said, "What a fantastic day in Ballarat today. I might just have a Mitchelton sparkling Shiraz." Great devices, great day of racing, lots of suffering out there. And then Jason also says, "Classy move when Luke apologised to James." What was happening there, Luke?
Jimmy's a great friend, and I know he'd been focusing on that for a while, and I guess he wanted to prove a point that he should still be in the World Tour. I would have loved for him to win if it wasn't me, but yeah, he's a great bloke, and I really get along with him well.
Yeah, I can see how sorry you felt for him when you went past him about 200 metres before the top of the last climb. Yeah, you really waited for him there.
I've got the under 23 road champ here with me too.
Blake Quick. Now, Iffy, what's the relevance there, mate?
Well, there you go. So g'day, Blake. Now, he's a legend, of course, because he's now won the Bay Crit, something you haven't done yet, Luke. And I got an email from Blake. G'day, mate. How are you?
Good,
about a month ago saying, how do I get a ride in the Bay Crits? I've never ridden it, but I hear it's great and whatever. And so I think I ignored your first email and answered your second one. But I'm glad you came down, mate, because you were a superstar.
Yeah, well, so am I. Thanks for having me.
You better get Jerry and Whitey onto him quick, Iffy, before he gets too expensive.
Hey. Exactly. Well, Whitey's here. I'll talk to him in a minute. But congratulations on your under 23 title.
Thank you.
So fantastic win. So what's your hope? You're only a youngster. When's the World Tour? So Whitey's here. We'll get Whitey. I'll get Whitey in a minute. We'll twist his arms. I reckon you are a potential World Tour rider for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. The goal is to take the next step up. And Luke really opened my eyes last year and, inspired me, showed me it was possible. And him and I are super competitive. So when I saw him do that, I was like, oh, mate, I'm going to have to knock him
Now,
down.
you're almost related, you two. You're always staying at the Platts family. Now, I got to tell you a story, Luke. I caught you just after the start. I caught up with your dad, who's a sensational bloke. And I said, geez, it's going to be a tough one today. He said, yep. Luke said, today will be a race of attrition, and today the toughest man will win. Now, that were the words from your dad.
I guess that's when the heat comes to Mount Buninyong. I guess that's what happens. We've seen in the past.
Yeah.
It wasn't really wrong, I don't think.
So was it pretty hot there, Luke?
Sorry, Phil, go for it, mate.
Was it pretty hot there? Because I'm in the UK and it's -2 here. So was it pretty warm there?
We started at 29, and I think by 5 o'clock when we finished, it was 30. So it was quite warm, especially going up Buninyong. It's warm when it's 25 degrees there. So when it was 30, it was definitely pretty hot out there today.
Yeah, and it's good to meet you as well, Mr. Quick. Quick by name, quick by nature, eh, mate? Good for you.
Well,
one thing a few times, Phil.
one thing that's always good is when you have an iconic win like the Nationals is to relive the finish. Let's have a look at the final 500 metres of today's race.
Time trial champion last year. He didn't get to defend. He's celebrating early, and so he should. His old team car is the one in second position. They are a big part of it.
What a way to win. Coming in solo is just perfection.
The only man from his team, no other support. He did what he had to do, and he did it on his own. He was tactically astute, physically brilliant. Welcome to the new Australian champion.
He went to a sports high school on a cricket scholarship. He has just put this one at the National Championships over the fence. The power of Plapp is going to be wearing green and gold for the next 12 months.
Mate, cricket scholarship. What are you, batter or a bowler?
Keeper, mate. Keeper.
Yeah, right.
Hi, Trish. How are you? Trish in the background.
Yeah, she's gone away again now.
So,
hang on,
Trish.
hang on, Trish. Put your head back in, Trish.
Put your head back in, Trish. Jerry wants to say
There
that.
we go.
it's all happening here. This is podcast
Trish.
at its finest.
We're going to get to the Moulin Rouge. We're going to get to the Moulin Rouge soon.
Hang on, say it.
Oh, he's got his earphones in.
We're going to get to Moulin Rouge shortly.
Oh, brilliant. Because I went into the theatre.
Done.
All good.
Looking forward to seeing you.
I've got to move over and have another oyster, but anyway, it's all good.
Save one for me, for goodness sake.
We should just rename this to John's Dinner Live. But Luke, have they given you any indication of what your...
You see what's waiting for you when you retire, mate? It's only going to be another 20 years. You can be like John and me.
I was going to say, Luke, have they given you any indication of what your race program looks like this year? Given you want to obviously shop the jersey around and now quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure. The first race I do is UAE Tour on my way to Europe. So it'd be nice to head from Australia to there in the middle and have a first race there. And then it's very similar to that. Like, it's all 1 week stage races for the first little bit, which is what I'm looking forward to, and a few TTs in that as well, which would be nice to focus on.
Iffy?
So Com Games is still a major part of your preparation for this year, Luke?
Yeah, Commies and Worlds in Wollongong are the two main focuses for me individually, and then the rest is just learn with the team and be a part of that. But yeah, I think Commies and Worlds are the two big ones for me in the TT, so that's what I'll focus on.
So what are the dates? The Com Games are just after the
first week of August, I reckon.
Yeah, straight after Tour de France. Yeah.
Straight after, yeah. The road races are clear of the women's race, which has been a problem for me because the women's Tour de France runs as the tour finishes.
Yeah.
So I was hoping to have done the track races, but for Channel 7 in Australia. But they're still looking at me to come and do the road events because it's only up the road from my house, the road events.
Yeah,
so,
I was talking to my
so
girlfriend.
I might be talking about you at last, Luke. So
yeah, well, my girlfriend Georgia, she has to hopefully, if she makes the team for the bike exchange guys or girls, she has to I guess make a decision about.
Jerry and Whitey are here. I'll talk to her about that. So whether your girlfriend can make the team for the Tour de France. Georgia,
yes, because that's right. She'll ride both.
Not committing yet.
Sign her up, lock her in.
Yeah. Good stuff, mate. Well, we won't keep you too long because obviously you got to get back to people like Sir Dave and the rest of the crew. That no doubt your inbox is going to be absolutely chockers, mate. But it was a sensational win today. And anything before we let the guys go, Iffy, Phil?
I did send Sir Dave a message.
Yep, good. Drop some more names there, Johnny. Fantastic.
I'll toast you. I'll toast you both, guys. Have a great season. When Trish stops playing around my camera. And
cheers, Phil.
And I will. I wish you happy New Year in coffee because it's pretty early here. Unlike if he was just doing it in good Mitchelton wine. I'll best of luck for a great season. I look forward to meeting you on the road.
And I'll toast you with a negative rat, mate. Great stuff.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't know what was said before I come on air, but everyone was talking about how sick poor Dan was with falling over with COVID, and getting out of the deathbed to try and do the thing on Thursday. Couldn't do. Turns out he was negative. Didn't even have COVID at all.
It was in my head.
Man.
Grossly exaggerated.
That's it.
Grossly
Faker,
exaggerated.
that's all you are.
Right.
Soft.
Thanks, Luke.
Soft.
You don't need to be
Thanks,
around to hear this, mate. No worries, mate. Take it easy.
Cheers.
See you,
Bye.
Blake. Cheers,
See you, Luke. Well done, mate. Fantastic ride.
All right, we're going to have a quick break and we're going to start polishing this show up a bit because the comments are flooding in. Great divides. Haha, this potty is loose. So let's have a quick break and regroup, and we'll see you on the back of a word from Bike Exchange and the Amy Gill Foundation.
Look at this bike. You think it's just a bike, right? But it's not. It's a bike. 374 people are looking at. This guy, this girl, them, all looking at it. People from here, there, and wherever this is. People that are looking for a bike. Or just a piece of it. Amateurs, semi-amateurs, and pro-amateurs. This guy wants this bike, but with this crank and these bars. This could be the perfect match. But not this one. This girl has a bike to sell, and thousands of people might purchase it. Eyes on Bikes help grow small businesses. His, hers, yours, and the latest data and insights help those businesses keep moving. We are the world's #1 bike marketplace, with over 500,000 products and 900 brands, where buyers and sellers are brought together in a place where a bike is never just a bike. Bike Exchange, where the world buys, sells, learns, and rides.
Life is like a two-way street. It's about consideration and mutual respect. Roads are much the same. However you get around, walk, ride or drive, if we share our roads, we can all be safer. The Amy Gillett Foundation is Australia's peak cycling safety charity. Our mission is for safe cycling in Australia. Our vision is for zero cyclist deaths. Over the last year, we've seen an enormous increase in people taking up cycling, whether it be for recreation, with the family, commuting, or even to start your own cycling career. We need to do more to make it safer for every cyclist. 20 cyclists every day are hospitalised and 1 cyclist is killed every 10 days on Australian roads. So, the next time you jump on your bike or hop in your car, remember to practice the 4 C's. Be courteous, calm, considerate and conscientious. Every cyclist death is preventable and we all deserve to get home safely. Please donate to help the Amy Gillett Foundation make the roads safer for you and for me.
Thanks again to Bike Exchange and the Amy Gillett Foundation. We've got a few more live comments coming in. Simon Knowles says, it must be awesome to be able to call Whitey and Jerry a mate, John.
A viewer has just asked, it must be awesome to call Whitey and Jerry a mate. And they both said they find it awesome to be able to call me a mate. So I don't know.
Jan Boardman says, oysters and wine, so jealous. Would that be okay for breakfast, Phil?
For me, yes, it would be, but I might be worn out for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Now, there was some other events obviously going on today. The elite women's. Let's have a look at the last 800 metres of the race today.
Here goes Howe. She was the last to rejoin, along with Manly. Ruby Roseman Gannon is sticking with her, though, and she'll be just encouraging her to keep on going. It's then Pate in 3rd spot. Corset in the tuck. She's riding junior gears on a bike that she's borrowed from her daughter. Di Francesco now slots up in a 4th position, but it's still Nicole Frayne taking it to them.
Ruby Roseman Gannon, she's poised in 2nd, but this gap is big. Frayne is on her way to victory. She looks over, she sees the gap is big. Roseman Gannon's got to throw caution to the wind, give it everything. I think it's too late.
She's got the timing right. What a bold move it was from Nicole Frayne. The sprint is on behind. Manly with the lead out. She's followed by pre-race favourite Ruby Roseman Gannon. Pate is still in the mix. That's a battle for the medals, though. It's time to celebrate. Fantastic Frayne has her moment of fame. She is the Australian champion. And in the race for 2nd, Grace Brown managed to get there. Followed then by Alyssa Polides. She gets bronze and she gets gold because she's the Australian under-23 champion.
Yeah, fantastic win.
It was a great win, actually. I thought Ruby had it, but Nicole just picked the right spot and very deserved winner.
Absolutely.
Georgetown girl from Tasmania, as one of my mates just texted me, Steve Andrews, say Georgetown girl. So, but no, look, just the right spot, the right time. Ruby looked to be the person in control, but Alex Manley, her teammate, sort of just got back on at the time after a long chase. She was sort of struggling a little bit right at the time when Nicole went, and it was just the perfect move at the perfect time. Smart, right, and Rock Salt, they're a great team, great ladies in there, and a fantastic bike race actually.
What made me nervous though is the motorbike. You know, when the motorbikes come into the sprint and they're sort of coming together, what's going on there? Phil, you used to control races back in the day. Surely the last 200 meters, get them out.
Well, yeah, the rule's quite clear. They're not allowed through the finishing line. Simple as that. At that level of race, they're supposed to deviate. Just before the line, it can vary up to 200 meters to go, but it depends where the road's available to get them off the course. But they never ever go through the finishing line. So I don't know what was going on there.
Jason Cruz live from the Amila Resort in the Maldives. He says there was some talk of change of the course a few years ago. Any updates on this, Iffy?
It's very interesting. I had a couple of the councillors from Ballarat Shire quizzing me on this today because they love the event. And they're right. The one thing, you realise how long it took us to really get everyone in this area really switched onto it, and it does take a while. But the other challenge is there's two parts to this. Does Ballarat keep it forever? There's that one thing. The Australian Championships were always 1 year, in one state, 1 year or another. It always travel around Australia. So there's that side of it, whether it should move around, because the Victorians do love it. But the other part of it is there's a lot of bike riders who feel that it's not fair to be always on such a tough course, because some of our great sprinters don't get a chance to be Australian champion. Mark Renshaw used to always bring that up. Probably could have been Australian champion on an easier course. And a couple of the ladies have been bringing that up of late. And one of them probably could have maybe won today on this course, but anyway, on the day. But, Rob McEwen has won on that Buninyong course. But it is a tough ask. So I would probably say that the toughness of the course should be changed. They should give all of our great superstars a chance to wear that national jersey. But Buninyong's done such a great job over so many years, it's very hard to take it away. It's become such an iconic and beautiful event. So, I'm sorry, Laurent, come here.
More oysters.
Dan, you know Laurent well.
Yes, Laurent, he's a superstar.
He is the absolute connoisseur of great wines. And you've interviewed him in the past, Dan.
He did an interview on the Sport and Life podcast with Sam Kegovich. It was riveting because 7,000 different wines.
Mr. Leggett.
He's gone already. Gone.
Well, listen, just to make a few comments on that. What have you got there, Dan? Just go on.
Dale Simons, this is for you, Phil. What are your thoughts on a new location for the Nationals? Always a great race, but there's an opportunity to show off some more great courses around the country.
Yeah, look, that's exactly what I was about to say. Look, I've got first-hand. I don't know how many I've done in Ballarat. Maybe 10. I don't know. Lots, and I've never seen a bad race there, and I've never seen an unhappy crowd. And I just have got so on well with the council, both in Buninyong and in Ballarat. It is the place. However, it is the national championships, and it has to go around the countryside. Therefore, the only alternative to that, because they've tried to reroute it, they've tried to make it sprinter favourable, but it's always the bike riders control the race. And if you keep coming back to that finishing circuit up the hill, you're always going to get a strongman win and not a sprinter. Having said all of that, Caleb Ewan won. Don't forget that. But having also said that, I think there's a great grounds, though, to never leave Ballarat and Buninyong, because they've been too good to the sport. The people are in love with the sport there now. I walk into the shops in Buninyong maybe a week before the championships, and I've had people in the supermarkets at the checker saying, "Oh, you're back. It must be next week then." And they just know it's coming. Now we see you here. We know that the cyclists are coming back into town, and they love it. And of course, the traders do very well, particularly the coffee shops, for at least 10 days before the race. The answer would be to make, when it's not approved as the championship, a one-day classic race on that course, and it won't be forgotten that way. But I think, in fairness to the rest of Australia, it's got to move around as a national title. But I would never, ever feel anything other than love for Buninyong, and that something must always remain, because they have been so good to the sport, and they've delivered with some of the best bike races in Australia.
Do you think there'll be a lot more pressure after the Worlds at Wollongong to maybe snatch it out of their hands if it is a huge success? I'll put John on mute just so I can ask you that again, and this is going to frustrate him. Take your time, Phil. He can't interrupt. He's trying to.
John, you're talking, but he's muted you.
Yeah, sorry, John, you're there. I muted you, mate. You're back.
I've got a scallop. I've got a scallop. What's the... Oh, it looks bloody beautiful. I'll leave that in a second.
I'm not going to win this one.
Seriously. Agreeing with you, Phil. I think Ballarat have done such a wonderful job over such a long period and built the Australian Championship up to something special.
Yeah.
It's now becoming a serious event, but it needs to be shared. So I believe it can be Buninyong, Ballarat, and then we'll go to another state. I think Wollongong will probably deserve one. They're going to produce an amazing World Championship this year, and it's going to be something else. I know the roads around there. I know the circuit, and Jerry's got his BV hat on, so he's saying something there too. But I think what will happen is Ballarat will be the host, Western Victoria, and then every second year it should go somewhere else and come back to Ballarat and go somewhere else. I think that's a really fair way of doing it because Ballarat have done such an amazing job over the years to build the Australian Championship up to something else. Visit Victoria, I've just been sacked. They won't pay me anyway, but they do give me some money for the Bay Crits. I've got that in, the Bay Crits. But I think that's a fair and equitable answer to this because so many people have been saying, because the Australian Championship always went state to state to state. Ballarat made it something special, went away for a year or two, and they stuffed it up, came back, and they have grown it into something special. It is amazing.
Now, in other news, John, because you're starting to waffle a little bit, we had Simon Clark on at the end of last year, and we were trying to get him a contract. Now, how much credit do you take his appearance on the Detour? He's signed with Israel Premier Tech a week into 2022. Fantastic story, mate. Because we penciled him in the win today.
He's a sensational guy, and I did kick Jerry and Whitey here, but the team was just full. They couldn't fit him in. And he started with a starter and then went to Green Edge right at the beginning. But he's been a wonderful professional, and I'll tell you what, how good was he at the Bay Crits? I mean, both days he lit up the race the last couple of laps. So got the Bay Crits in again. But a wonderful story. He's gone to one of the biggest teams, Israel, and I'd like to think we had something to do with it. I got a good mate of mine who owns a beautiful winery in Italy, who was a major sponsor of the Israel team. So I sent him a message saying you should grab this bloke. So I don't know whether we had anything to do with it, but let's just claim it.
Was he riding in his new colours at the Bay Crits, John, or had he not got the stuff through?
No, it wasn't signed yet.
Right.
And as soon as he signed, he went back to Girona for the training camp there. Because I thought, hang on, I thought Clarkey was in Australia. And then he said, no, he's in Girona for training camp.
But he rode both days of the Bay Crits and left the next day. And they wanted to go a day earlier. He said, no, I have to finish the Bay Crits.
Yeah, good man. Well, we're going to be back, obviously, iffy on Thursday night. And on that episode, we're going to be talking about Detour travel. I think we promised it for a couple of weeks because you're going to be back at the Tour de France. And are you going to be taking crew over to the Giro as well this year?
We are going to the Giro and the Tour de France with Detour travel. We've been hanging off because I've got to sit up with Jerry when he needs to join us, make sure there's the right gap here and there.
So it's tonight a logistics meeting, Johnny.
He owns a team over there. He doesn't need me.
so tonight's to work out all the logistics of Detour travel so you can announce it on Thursday, yeah?
Yeah. And we can talk more about the Bay Crits because we haven't really gone into that. What a wonderful event it was. That you were there.
Mate,
well done.
We've been talking about the Lexus of Blackburn Bay Crits for 18 months.
I know. But
we haven't it was a great race. Great race.
Yeah. Well, it's about time you put them on. Yeah.
And young Blake Quick, you got a shot of him as well?
Yeah, I read that photo earlier. Yeah.
No. The last day when he was actually in the Lexus jersey, mate.
No, sorry.
Anyway.
But in fairness, and talking about the future of Aussie cycling, you've got two good kids there who are going places this year and next year onwards. So that's a good sign because I was trying to think most of the Aussie cyclists, I can't think of any significant cyclists from Australia, good pros, who haven't secured a contract for next year because that, of course, is not the case around the world. Particularly in South Africa, where quite a few of the guys there are going to have to take a second-rate team now because they can't get back into the big teams. So Australia is surviving better than most just now.
That's right.
So while we're talking Bay Crits, I'll just say that It was great. We did something different this year. We had the junior race, so we from under 11s right through to under 19s Victorian Championships, which was just fantastic. And I think that's the secret to the future of the event. And of course, the Damien Drapac Trophy, which is for the major sport race for the men and women, which was brilliant racing. So I can see we'll get back to 3 days next year. The calendar is a challenge, so we'll see what we're doing there. But I'm really looking forward to we've had so much positive feedback from not just sponsors, but from TV, from the government, from the City of Geelong. It's sensational. So looking forward to that being something really special.
Now, look, I am hearing that Robin McEwen's no longer with SBS. Is that true?
Yeah, he tweeted it tonight. He said that was his last race he's going to be commentating on. They're going in a different direction. So, yeah, I mean, it's obviously a big call because I'm obviously a big fan of Robin McEwen's. You know, spent a fair bit of time with him at Green Edge, and his role as a commentator, fantastic as well. But, yeah, obviously they're making a few big changes there at SBS with Tom Alaris not there and now Robbie. So it'd be interesting to see particularly the lineup going into the races because they're going to cover one-day races, the Giro, Tour de France. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see who fills his shoes.
Spot on, Daniel, because I'm a big fan of Robbie. I was a big fan of Mike Tomalaris, but I'm an even bigger fan of SBS. I mean, they cover cycling. They are the heart of cycling in Australia. They're covering all of the smaller events these days. Their coverage of the Tour de France has always been world class. I would hate to think what would happen if the SBS of the Tour de France coverage went to one of the other major channels because they would not deliver it like SBS do. So they're a wonderful channel. So obviously I think Robbie is one of the most best natural commentators I've seen in any sport, but I don't know anything about it other than what you've just told me. So I'm surprised, shocked, whatever. But
me too.
I am the biggest fan of SBS, and I'm sure that they have got a plan.
That's right.
Which doesn't include Mike Tomalaris or Robin McEwen, by the sound of it.
Well, Phil
right. There we go. See the radio silence? I needed the button that cued the cricket sound then. But, anyway. Yeah. So, anyway, good job in the cricket, Phil. We always talk about other sports at the end. You guys have put up a good fight in the 5th test, mate. You should be proud.
No, they put up a good fight in the 4th test.
I'm just sorry that the bitch got vaccinated before they went into Australia, because otherwise they wouldn't have been there and we wouldn't have been ridiculed like we have been in playing cricket.
Yeah. Alan Rankin says, you guys should get Robbie on the D2 and start a rival broadcast option. Need people who know what they're talking about, delivering commentary on cycling. Quality product is more than just great pictures. So Alan's obviously a big fan of
very harsh because SBS deliver a very, very complete package. So anyway.
But I've worked with Robbie and he was, as you say, John, he was a natural commentator and he's got the most recent experience in the peloton. And that's a great call. But there we are.
We're doing too much talking. I'm missing out on all the good food here.
Okay. Last comment. Dave Madigan used to be a teacher of mine at the Gippsland Grammar School. He says, working for the Victorian Institute of Sport, DJ, doing a little with the VIS cycling crew, was hoping to see you out there. Wollongong, give us a spell. Proud Victorian. So there you go.
I'll move it around because I know that Jerry and Whitey would like to say goodbye. So,
we've got a few bottles left to drink there, John.
Jerry, I'd be very careful. Those bottles are not secure, mate. And if you leave, you make sure they've got some sort of laser radar to make sure iffy sticky mitts don't get in there.
Well, we look forward to you getting back down under again, buddy.
I can't wait, Jerry. I've got great memories of that cellar. I'm surprised there's so many bottles left on it.
Enjoy Moulin Rouge and we look forward to seeing you in May. I'll be over there.
I'm looking forward to seeing you. I can't wait. Let's wait. Whitey, Happy New Year, mate.
Yeah, Happy New Year, gentlemen.
And have a great time.
Great to see you both soon.
Yeah,
for sure,
we'll
mate.
Be back. We'll be back. There's no COVID here now. We're down to 98,000 cases a day.
Oh, really?
It's almost gone now. It was 200.
We've taken over from you guys. We're heading to the world leaders in that. But anyway, it's another story. All right.
Well, we'll let you go, Johnny. Enjoy the oysters. Enjoy the wine. Enjoy a good night. And we'll be back again on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. for next episode of Detour Live. Thanks, Phil. See you if you.
Great to see
next
you
week,
guys.
guys.
See you guys. Well done.
Have a nice dinner, John.
Hey, Dan, new record.
40 minutes, short and sharp.
40 minutes, shortest show.
That's
there you
it.
go.
More of them, please. In and out. Thank you. See you guys.
This is the winning ride on the Tour de France. Benjamin